Hey guys, my name is Desiree at All See in the Barn, and happy Tuesday. So today we have Farrier, Vet Day, and the feed delivery came in today. So today we have a lot going on. We got to x-rays June. She is qualified as a pasture pet, and we're gonna do a dental on her today. And then we have 6 dentals that we have to do today because it's time to catch up because new horses are coming in this week. Not gonna spoil it, but you guys will stay tuned for it. We also got 2 new horses that came in on Friday. They're named Manny and Christy. Christy might be pregnant and we don't know how far, which means we have to be a little surprised, see how big she is. The signs of getting her foal in, or some baby horses come in, we notice if the belly is dropping and their tits are really baggy, and it's already baggy and swollen, and that means you push it, there should be milk coming in. That means she's prepared for the baby coming in anytime. So we will have her in the in pen for now. Right now we're going to see how many horses are coming in this week because they'll most likely be in stalls, but we're super excited to see the newborn coming in.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Lucas. We're here at All Seated in a Barn. We're going to be looking at June. So whenever the horses or mules or donkeys come in, we do a full physical and lameness. And you can see her front knees are just a little big and painful. Same with her fetlocks, so we're going to take some x-rays on her. Mules, you can definitely tell they're a mule by looking at her ears. Not much different when we check her out than a horse. They're not like donkeys, they don't hide things as bad, but we're going to definitely figure out what's going on with her and get a good plan for her.
Good morning, Fletcher back with All Seated in a Barn. Constantly doing projects, we're constantly maintaining, we're constantly doing just a little bit of everything around here. One of our pens back behind us, we've been neglecting a shelter for quite some time now. And with the constant rotation of horses coming in, horses leaving, we need all the room we could possibly get. So we're finally gonna get a new shelter built, and we're gonna also slowly start rebuilding some of the old shelters that maybe have a little bit too much wear and tear. And you know, we don't want them falling down and hurting the horses. So finally gonna start rebuilding some of those. Hopefully we get back to the other side of the road at some point. We're gonna actually add walls to those shelters so they're 3-sided, and hopefully we get another 2 built. We got a little bit of rain this weekend, not much to totally ruin the property, but throughout the week we are gonna get more rain. So you know, we've talked about it before, we're gonna jump right back into doing all that dirt work, keeping the ground nice and dry for all of our animals. But other than that, we're kind of just maintaining right now, and it's been actually really peaceful around here.
Well, good morning. This is Paris, and the last time you were out, we went in with her and I just started working with her. I don't know if she's unhandled or just very afraid, but she wouldn't let anyone touch her. And so since I've been going in with her, I wanted to show the progress that I've made with her. She might be a little nervous because of all the horses inside, so we'll see what happens when I step in. See if she is like she usually is with me on a normal day. How she's still here when before she walked away from me. Hey, Mama. It's a little different today with all this noise. Hi, Mama. Ooh. She usually will come up and let me put my hands right on the sides of her face. Huh. Come on. Hi, Mama. Easy. And we have to work very slow with some of these horses. Today she's a little upset, but look at this. Hi, Mama. There you go. The last time when you were filming, she wouldn't let me touch her. And I worked at her pace. We can't go fast. You can see her neck, how groomed it is. It's because she lets me love her on her neck and her face and her shoulders. But if I get toward her belly, that's when she gets nervous, huh? Hi, Mama. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good girl. It may take us a month together before she's even comfortable with me going anywhere besides her head. And that's okay, huh? It's okay, we're gonna go at your pace. It's like any other relationship in life. She doesn't know me and I don't know her, and we're not gonna trust each other in a week. I don't trust her fully and she certainly doesn't trust me. We take baby steps toward that trust. I have been told that I have a very calming effect on the animals. I have a quiet personality and I don't get excited over a lot, so I think she responds to that calmness inside of me. They say horses will match their heartbeat and their breathing to yours. So if you're excited, they get excited. But if you have that calm spirit about you, they will bring their energy down to meet yours. Huh, there you go. Good girl. Look at that. Look how being so brave today with all this noise. Such a good girl. This is so much progress in just a week. Huh. Yeah, blow out that air. And we do the exchanging of breath several times also when I'm in here with her. She initiates it. She wants to smell my breath. And that's the way I am imprinting on her. And so she recognizes my breath and the scent of my body.
Hi, I'm Walker Reynolds. I'm the farrier out here at All Seated in the Barn, and today we worked on a horse named Aaron. Aaron came in, had some abscesses. We just had to trim him, level him up. He was pretty high on the lateral side, long toe, so we shot him. And then I put some copper sulfate powder and clay over the abscesses to try to help heal those up a little bit, and just shot him, yeah. Another thing is having 2 people work on your horses. It's a little bit more time efficient. I have a helper that's pulling the shoes off for me while I'm shaping them. And then if we're having a little bit of a hard time with a horse, sometimes we'll get a little frustrated, the horse pulling on me. Well, by the time I get done trimming and nailing, I'm stepping out in the helpers. So we kind of have a fresh person getting in and out from underneath the horse. So if you're sitting there getting pulled on the entire time, sometimes you just get really fed up with one horse, where 2 guys, it's just easier to get along with them. And here's really nice because the vet's here every Tuesday, so right alongside with us. So if I'm having a little trouble with the horse and it needs sedation, we get a horse sedated, where a lot of places we go, if we need a horse sedated, it can be tough, and we might have to just skip that horse and come back another day, so it's a little hard on your schedule.
My name's Michael.
I'm Lola.
We came out here today to pick up Conway. We're adopting a 7-year-old quarter horse named Conway. Yeah, we heard about All Seated in a Barn from our neighbor Andrea, who also adopted a horse through this program. Came down here a couple times, looked at a bunch of different horses.
We're beginners. So
We're beginners.
We wanted a 4 or 5 star horse. We just like that you can trust this place, and they have a good system of figuring out what kind of horse you should get. It was really easy. It felt really peaceful and good and positive experience.
Yeah, and we have a neighbor who's also a horse trainer and a riding instructor, and that was part of our process too, was involving her and having Brian meet her, and just kind of them helping each other assess kind of what the right horse would be for us and what the right kind of skill level of the horse to match ours. Well, we're both so excited to take the horse home. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning just like, oh, is it almost time to get up and go pick up this horse?
Yeah, we're gonna use him for trail riding, just like around our property. We have stables at our house, so he'll have a good life.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Romy Poncetta. I am the ROC Livestock Management teacher out off Mount Vernon. I have to do site visits. Our second semester, our students, they're juniors and seniors, get to go out on internships called community classrooms, so they get to get hands-on experience with livestock. We get more hands-on activity, whether it's equine, swine, goats, sheep, and cattle. So I have 2 students out here, and I have one in my afternoon class that gets hands-on experience out here at All Seated in the Barn, so they get to work with horses, and the vet's here today, so they get to do stuff with the vet. So I'm coming out and doing my site visits. I have to do every 3 weeks. So our program's a little unique. It's only for juniors and seniors, and we get students from all high schools in Kern County. So I usually get 2 students from each school. We house about like 25 students morning and afternoon. So I have 3-hour sessions with them. We get a lot of hands-on experience time, and we have a full farm operation at our ROC site. So we get to work with sheep and goats. We have poultry barns and we have swine. So we kind of get to manage our own herd out there, whether it's from breeding to gestation. We get to help kid and lamb out all our baby sheep and goats. And we also have an FFA program that allows students that do not have FFA at their home schools are able to join our program, and we get to do competitions, speaking competitions, and also get to show at the Kern County Fair if they weren't allowed to do that at their other home schools because they don't have FFA. So we're a pretty unique program. It's really awesome. The kids get to learn a lot and give them a lot of opportunities out there. So I think it's a great opportunity for students to come out here and work with horses, whether or not they're wanting to pursue equine, veterinary science, that kind of stuff, and it gives them a little bit of insight of how it would be in the real world, whether they want to be a vet or own their own horses or boarding and training horses and stuff. So they kind of get an insight of how that would be, whether you got to clean and take care and responsibility and that kind of stuff. So it kind of helps them get a gist of how it would be later on in their future.
My name is Tiffany Williams, and I've been out here a handful of times, and I'm turning in my paperwork to become a volunteer out here to help all the animals. My mom's been doing it for about 5 years, so I've been coming out here to visit, but it's just really inspiring to see the horses go from being in their shell to wanting cookies and wanting loves and being healed and all that. That's why I enjoy coming out here. It definitely relaxes me, and it's just very peaceful out here. Horses are very calming to me, so I just enjoy it. Well, for me, all the horses are going to be, they're sent to the auction, and if we don't help them, they're just going to be sent to the kill pens, when really most of them you can help. So it just inspires me to bring them back here and help them and just let them live out their life the best they can.
So today we have vet day. So right now we're just doing all the x-rays with lateral and DP front end to see where they at and get their shoes on Tuesday, either if they need shoes or acropads, so we could get them nice and going with their comfort and then get them started on their training or rehab. We had a few, so we did have good ones that we have to do. So the paint gelding, that big draft, he is good. We're going to do shoes and acropad on Tuesday. This guy, this is Callie. Callie is about 30 plus years old, and we're gonna do leg paint on her. It's just fluid, so we're hoping to go with that game plan, and we're gonna do a recheck on Friday to see what's the next step for her. And then we also have Evie is a big draft mule. We're going to see from there because we don't really know what's going to happen with her. So I had a student, RC student with Katie, so 2 horses. I have Jamie and Katie. Katie is a halflinger. We just did Oswas and Legend just to help with her joint. She has lemonias on her front end, so we need to walk her for 10 minutes. So I had a student walk her for 15 minutes. So kept going with the blood flow and the joint to go in. We also did Jamie. Jamie is a gray mare. She also got Oswas and Legend just to help with the joint. That's another 15 minutes of walking. Also, you thought today was gonna be a little fun. We do have 13 more horses coming today and also 3 more donkeys. So we'll talk about that on Tuesday. So we're excited, and it's gonna be full house today.
We just had a lot come in yesterday, so on all of our intakes we do a full lameness, make sure they're healthy, and then what we also started doing is front feet x-rays, so that will help our farrier trim them properly. If there's any issues, we can recommend appropriate shoeing and different changes for them, but we're just starting to go through everybody and make sure they're happy and healthy. Biggest thing, we want to make sure they don't have any upper respiratory, any contagious pathogens. If that's the case, they go into quarantine right away. The next thing we look at when they're happy and healthy is making sure they're sound. If they're not sound, we definitely find out why and we go to fix them.
It's Tiffany here with All Seated in a Barn. We are back for our round pen discussions. So we're gonna have a really important conversation. And because it's super muddy, this is a great lesson to be taught today. It's about loading your horse onto a trailer. I'm gonna get into a bunch of different tools that you can use to better equip your horse for loading properly in a trailer. In previous videos, I showed you how to move the horse's shoulders and hindquarters from the ground. But when we go into a trailer, we're in a much smaller space, and we put ourselves in a different position than we would when we're in the round pen. So in order to set up your horse properly to load onto a trailer, you wanna teach them the cues in the round pen. So I have Orion here, my star student, who is going to show us what it looks like to ask your horse to move their shoulders and hindquarters from a new position in the trailer. So I'm standing on his side like we would in a typical round pen session. And to get him to move his hindquarters, I lightly put my hand on the line and I point and cluck and send my energy to his hind, correct? And he moved it perfectly. The lunge whip is a tool that becomes an extension of our arm. It never comes in contact with our horse, and it's not used to intimidate, scare, or frighten our horse. It's an extension of our arm, and if we teach them that properly, we can teach them the cues using our great tool. When I was on the ground, I stood on his side to move his hindquarters. But when I'm in a trailer, I don't have that space, right? So now, in a trailer, I'm standing in front of him. And Orion needs to know that when I ask him to move his shoulders and his hindquarters from this new position, he's gonna respond to the cue. So what I do, it's the same concept. It's an extension of my arm. So if I'm in the trailer and I want him to move his shoulders over, I put my left hand on the lead line. I slightly bring it to the right. I stand nice and tall. I extend my arm. And he did one step over. And I release my hand and I drop my arm. All I'm looking for is for him to move his left leg over one step. Not forward, but over. So now what we do to one side, we always have to do to the other side. So now I'm on the other side of Orion. I put my right hand under his lead rope. I gently put pressure towards the left. I stand nice and tall. I extend my arm. And he just took a nice gentle step over. And so it doesn't look like a big step, right? But when you're in a little trailer, that little step just gave you your exit path to get out of the trailer. And so Orion is licking and chewing, responding to my cue about just taking a step over with your front legs. And so that provides you a safety tool for you to get out and on the trailer safely and easily. So now we're going to ask him to move his hindquarters from the new position. I stand right here with my hand on the lead rope to block forward movement. All I'm asking is for his hind legs to take a step over, and just one step. So I stand here, I extend my arm. Beautifully done. He took 2 steps over, which in a trailer we wouldn't have that much room, right? So he would get blocked off from the divider or the wall. But he perfectly moved his hindquarters, having me standing in front of him. And that's what I want my horses to know. When I'm in the round pen working their sessions, I ask them cues from their side. But when we're on a trailer, we have a smaller space to work with, so he needs to learn the cues when I'm now standing in front of him. And so practice this with your horse, because it'll change the way that you load and unload your horse. Another thing that I want to talk about is how your horse gets off the trailer. A lot of times we always contact our trainers saying, my horse won't load, my horse won't get on the trailer, I don't know what to do, what tools can I use to load my horse? That if your horse won't load, they are anticipating getting off the trailer. So when a horse gets off the trailer, they have to back off, and sometimes they have a ramp or they have a huge step that they need to take. Either way, your horse is being asked to move backwards where they can't see, and that naturally gives them a little bit of anxiety. So if we don't properly teach them to take one step at a time, backing off to get off the trailer, then they are going to rush getting off the trailer, and that makes the whole experience a bad one for them. So if they are hesitating getting on the trailer, I want you to take notice how they get off the trailer, because getting off the trailer is the way to get them on the trailer. So ask your horse to take one step at a time getting off, and watch the difference it will make on loading and unloading your horse. All right, so I'm going to ask him to move his shoulders. Good boy. And again, we just want that one step because we don't have a lot of room in the trailer. So if that one step is what he can give me, I'll take it, because that's exactly what I wanted. Oh. Good boy. And what we do to one side, we always want to do to the other. So I'm going to ask Orion to move his hindquarters from the opposite side now. Good boy. Great job. As you'll come to learn your horse, you'll realize that they are better at some things on one side than the other. And that just shows you where they are in their learning and their progress. Every horse can get better. It just takes consistency, patience, and kindness to your horse.
The best way to support us is always through donations, whether that be product that we need or monetary. And you can do that by joining our Patreon, going to the website, or visiting any of our social media platforms for links on the best ways to help us.